Well, guys, as I said, I knew it was going to be crazy. We talked about the Airbnb IPO, but I didn't know it was going to be this crazy. Up 120% from the IPO price. Absolutely ridiculous, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's Josh here. Thank you for joining me here today. And we got some updates on the latest and greatest of the IPOs. We got DoorDash and, of course, Airbnb. DoorDash is probably doing exactly what Airbnb is going to be doing tomorrow, and that is dropping. This sky-high valuation just can't possibly go on for any longer. So at some point in the day here at 165, about a $100 billion valuation for this business. It's since simmered down, but then again, we're at 150 about, and it's not closed day yet. We're about 30 minutes. By the time this video closes or posts, it will be closed day. So we're probably seeing around a 150 to 145 price target here for the end of the day. And that's likely to happen because we already have formed a resistance here at 150 beyond this peak in the middle of the day. But at an 89 to $90 billion evaluation, a lot of analysts and even the company, they were more valued around $40 billion. So Wall Street is definitely a little higher on this business than others might be. And with DoorDash, we're seeing the same sort of just kind of euphoric numbers at this point. We're seeing this business valued at $57 billion. Now, these are household names, and that's why they're getting all this attention, because people want in on them because they love these companies and use them every single day. If not, they're a part of their daily lives. They probably have the apps on their phone. So companies like this, people are investing right now based on what they like, not on fundamentals. So you guys got to watch out. You got to watch out for the EVs. You got to watch out for these stocks, but you do have to hold them, because then again, there's a lot of missed opportunity if you don't hold these. But you got to stay very diversified when we're talking Airbnb, DoorDash, Neo, and then this is my value play here that I'm going to be making another video on stocks to buy here. And this is going to be it just for you guys that want in now. Watch out for Salesforce. We have taken a hit here, but that's not the video point. Let's look at the numbers for Airbnb and DoorDash, okay? So if we look at the numbers, right, DoorDash definitely benefited from the whole Corona situation, but Airbnb, guys, okay, it took a dip here, and I'm not too worried about the dip, quite frankly. I think that they'll get back to 2019 numbers and continue to grow as the demographics grow. We've talked about this company quite a lot on this channel, and I see that the older population is going to be getting into Airbnb for sure, as long as they are able to get that group of people to be more into the Airbnb type style or VRBO, any of those, that it's going to benefit the entire industry as a whole. But as you guys know, I'm realistic here with businesses like this. They trade for their price to sales ratio, not for their earned revenue. So we got to look at their price to sales. Now I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, look a year forward. So I'm giving this company the benefit of the doubt, okay? And this is where you're going to get your price target from. So this was their revenue this year. Now, obviously, it was a down year, and I could see them raising their revenue by at least 50%. So we're looking at around $5.4 to $5.5 billion. So I'm going to give them more benefit of the doubt, $5.5 billion. Okay, we could look at competitors. Let's look at Booking.com. This is a company that it's bigger and it has more sales by far. Yeah, I mean, guys, look at this. Check out their numbers. Those are fantastic numbers. Booking.com. It's pretty much the most similar thing we can compare Airbnb to, and they're looking at around like a 10 price to sales with a forward P of 36, trailing of 60. So still a highly valued company, or a high valuation on this company, but it's growing into the evaluation, which we have no proof of that with Airbnb quite yet. But the first come is the one who's going to get rewarded the first. So should you guys be investing? That's what we're going over here today. But at a times 10 multiple, which is what Booking.com is, we're looking at about a $55 billion business. That is what worries me about doubling that into the $100 billion business. I'm thinking if I were to buy on IPO day right now, I might have to wait 2-3 years just to start growing my money. So for me at this price, I don't see a way that it stays up here unless if this company just has too much hype around it and it just keeps trailing up. But for me, I would be willing to pay a premium for this business. Airbnb is one of those businesses that is a disruptor in a industry of hospitality, but there are some issues with it. $55 billion, I'd be willing to pay 60, 65. But the problem with that, there's no shot that ever even happens in a market like this, where it's just ridiculous evaluation after ridiculous evaluation. Now, as for DoorDash, guys, that's why I say it's important to wait for the IPO drop. They always have that little drop after, okay? Financially speaking, they're at around $2.2 billion of revenue. We don't know how far this is going to go, though, how much more growth we're going to see from this. Unfortunately, it's hard to really gauge this company because we're seeing crazy growth year over year, but how much market cap do they really have out of Grubhub, Uber Eats, and how much market size is there? Now, I believe it's honestly a massive industry, but it's all based on the contracts you're able to get with these fast food chains and restaurants, of course. Now, DoorDash is a little bit better because the evaluation, the stock price is higher, but the evaluation is actually lower. So $57 billion, they just have less shares outstanding. $57.4-ish billion here, even at this peak that we're at today. I mean, it was at 173 at one point today, but yeah, it looks like it keeps retesting the 170 marker. If we look back all the way to yesterday even, we could see that this 170 marker around here, and it hasn't broken down since. Now, obviously, analysis data isn't really out yet, but we can see that this company has grown like 3x, right? I insist that this is going to slow down for sure. We're not going to get a 2x year, but we could see maybe 100% gain on profit, and that would put us, and we're looking a year in the forward, by the way. We're not looking right now. That's how you have to evaluate these companies that are just they look ridiculous at surface level for all you fundamental analysis Warren Buffett followers, right? But if you look at it like that, then you're going to miss out on the Teslas of the world. You're going to miss out on those 100 or 1,500% over 2 years, right? You're going to miss out on those. So we got to look at this and we got to say, okay, this is going to grow at, I'm going to be pretty conservative here and just say 75%, which is insane still. It's a great growth metric. But, you know, coming out of COVID, how many people are still going to be door dashing? How many people are going to be wanting to go out and eat? You just got to think of things really technically, and that's how I like to analyze it. I still think this business is going to be growing. It's not going to shrink, but a lot of people want to get out of the house, and that means that they don't want to be door dashing their food. There's still people that are going to, but of course, it's going to be not as crazy as it is now. So if we look at Grubhub, guys, it's trading at a price to sales of about 4. Now, since their growth, I don't know what their growth has been looking like over the past years. It looks like 38% this year, 18% projected next year, which seems a little bit low in my opinion. I don't know why their business isn't exploding like DoorDash, but nonetheless, it's a similar business. Or we could look at Uber directly because they have their Uber Eats. Now, they're going to have a different valuation because, of course, the ride share and all that business. But 7 to 5, we're going to, of course, give the benefit of the doubt and just say, 10. I just like using the number 10. It's simple math there. $38 billion. Okay, that is looking forward 1 year. Okay, assuming that they grow at 75% growth. We're looking at $20 billion less than what it's valued at right now. Now, I know that this might not seem like a lot to you, but we're judging this on price to sales, and it is overvalued in every single way. Both of these companies look like they're just in that IPO boom right now. Now, we've seen companies that just absolutely blow past these IPO woes, like Snowflake. We could search for one. I mean, let's go to the quarterly chart on Snowflake here. We're using Webull, by the way, guys, for everyone that is asking in the comments. It's Webull. You can get your free stocks in the description below. I love the charting system on this. For being like a web-based charting, it's absolutely fantastic. But with the Snowflake IPO, I think this company is trading at like a 200 price to sales ratio, okay? So that's a little concerning for me, okay? And they're trading around $100 billion market cap, okay? So they started, their top of the first day was 317, and they crashed all the way down into the 217 mark. So we always see these little dips, but sometimes these companies are going to go just keep climbing up, but that IPO hype is going to die down eventually. But in case of Snowflake, they just keep producing better and better numbers, so these numbers are starting to become more justified. Now, I can't ever justify a 200 price to sales ratio. Even Tesla is at a 20 price to sales ratio, so that should show something there. I can't really compare this to anything I've ever seen before. But guys, you guys got to be cautious with this one. You got to be really cautious. If you want to start a position, you got to just wait for that first initial dip off. We can't be evaluating this company 5 years into the future because we have no idea what they're going to do. There's no even future forecast yet And of course, competition. How are we going to judge competition? We don't know who's going to step into the marketplace. Airbnb is hot right now. You got to think of it like that. It's super hot right now. What if it sizzles down? What is going to happen to your investment? It's going to half. As we showed, the fair market evaluation, we were talking $50-60 billion, and that is conservative and giving benefit of the doubt numbers. And that is looking at this year. Now, if this company 100% their revenue for the next 5 years, yes, this price is going to look like a bargain. But until then, guys, be cautious, proceed with caution. I will be waiting personally, but I am not your financial advisor. I just like to find a little bit of value in these growth stocks. That's what I see with CRM here. Absolutely fantastic company. But that's your IPO update for today, guys. Also, check out NEO stock today. We're looking like a nice rebound, right? So it started the day pretty rough here, down to the 42 level. I actually got some shares filled at 42.50 in the morning here. Pretty excited about that, considering it's up 2.7% from there. I think we found the floor with NEO. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are shareholders in the NEO stock, so that's a little NEO update for you guys. So we saw it drip, it's dropped in the 40 range. It keeps dropping to the 40 range, and it's holding. This is a great support level, and it's in a channel right now between like $40 and $48. This is a real strong channel. Now, is it going to break up or break down? That's for you guys to decide, but for me, it doesn't matter. Long-term investing is the way to go. If you believe in the company, then once again, it's the way to go. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. Hopefully you got some value from this. If you did, subscribe to the channel. We're a new channel here, so please consider subscribing. Help us grow. Get up to 1,000 subscribers. That's the goal by the end of, I would say, like mid-January. I'd love if we had 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I'm just trying to provide the most value for you guys. Have a good one, guys.